Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Pixel Loadout Steam RNG stream. I am Miguel, and this week we'll be playing Pillars of Eternity. For those who don't know, Pillars of Eternity is a CRPG, that's a computer RPG, so it's the likes of Neverwinter Nights, Baldur's Gate, and a lot of very well-known and beloved 90s and 80s computer games. This came out last year, I believe. This came out last year through a Kickstarter campaign, and it is made by Obsidian. And let me just go ahead and boot it. Alright. Hello? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start a new game. I have played this before. I didn't beat it, but I'll just talk about it on the way through. Right, this game, Pillars of Eternity uses some really old school sensibilities when it comes to its aesthetic design. An example would be generally the only things that are actually fully rendered in 3D are the character models, and everything else is 2D. Oh, and as far as, let's see, so this is the loading screen. Very similar to how this loading screen looks, we'll occasionally have story prompts where you read it. Most of the times these story prompts are voice acted. And if you've ever played D&D, it's very much like you're a player in a D&D session.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Alright, so that's basically how it sets up story prompts. The game, like I was saying earlier, it's kind of set up, and to be said, the old Obsidian games are very much inspired by D&D, like most of them being set in the Forgotten Realms, which is what D&D 5th edition's main setting is today. And let me just turn down this volume a little bit. Let's just jump right in. I'll just let that play so y'all can know like the setting, like the backstory, however brief it was. So, oh my goodness, what is going on? Why? What? Why is his? Why is? Oh, this is funny. Oh, I'm gonna roll with it. Let's just see how this works out. This is great. Oh my god. The neck is like enveloping the entire body. So you can see that there are some very typical races: elf, human, dwarf. Then there's, oh my god, I can't even take this seriously anymore. But I'm gonna roll a godlike. For the moon godlike. So these people, as you can tell, it's like, from what I can tell, oh, what is wrong with her face? Let's just move on. This is great. The character creation settings are pretty limited, I would say. Each race has a kind of subcategory what they are, but there isn't much variation. The humans just have basically their different ethnicities. Elves to Wood Elf and Pale Elf. Godlike are probably the most original of the races. Apparently they are mortals who are basically born with the image and likeness of a certain deity. I may be wrong, but that's what I've extracted so far. There's the fire. Oh my gosh, just so much. Now, one thing about the Godlike is they have probably the most limiting options as far as character creation is concerned. Oh god, look how big that head gets. Anyway, human. Monk I think is a class that was added after launch, so but I'm gonna roll with a priest just because this type of moon, the moon godlike are every 25% of health that they go down, they release a healing aura, so that pairs very nicely with like a healer character or like a tank character. Originally I played a human, but each race has their racial traits. This is just picking their which one do I want? I think cruel, deceptive, aggressive, clever. This one. Oh, one thing that Obsidian decided to do with this game as far as the stats were concerned is that they redistributed how you would think a stats would affect different elements of your character. Like typically in D&D and stuff like and games like that, you would have a kind of wisdom modifier, but here might, as you can see, it affects your damage and your healing, constitution, endurance, and health, dexterity, action speed. So they basically made it so all your stats will always be relevant to your character, no matter the class. Just gonna put these in places. This is the backstory. If some people don't really care for the backstory, the origins of their characters, but they do affect your stats a little bit. Intellect, resolve. I want, and so the way this game works, intellect not only does it doesn't affect the damage of your spells. If you have a spell, it affects the area that of effect, which is very interesting, and I'll have to show you an example of how this kind of gets weird, but I'm gonna go with intellect, this one. This is the more background options. I like the scholar option. Lore, so these secondary attributes, if you ever play D&D, whenever you roll a skill check, it's based off of these secondary attributes. So that's basically this exact same thing here. Lore can be used to look up, to figure out if your character knows something, or even sometimes to persuade people to believe you, or if you know anything about their deities. So here's what I was saying about the limitations of this race. The only thing you can really change is your head. You can't change your skin tone, you can't change your hairstyle, your hair color. It's just these, and you can't even see the head really because of this gigantic head mode. But we'll roll with it. We'll choose this one, and you choose your portrait. It is possible to import your own personal picture if you'd like, but we're gonna stick with this one because these are like pictures. Let's do blue, white, gray, yes. And the secondary, just gonna wear some purple pants.
Oh, leading the way.
Let's go.
Keeping an eye out.
You can even let your characters have the voices of the opposite genders.
The better part of valor.
Watch and learn.
I feel like she
Quick
should
and
have
quiet.
a really deep voice if...
I shall lead us.
You better run!
Nothing will slip past me. Just say the word. I'll lead the way.
Huh? I've got this.
Nice. These are, yeah.
Let's go. Time to
Yes.
see
Let's
and
go
not
with
be
this
seen.
one. What's a good name? I'll just roll with what I typically name myself in games. Oh, I don't think I can. I have another file. Liliana. Why not? Good. Alright, and then we're just going to throw us into the story. I can skip it, but... The caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods.
Oh,
And
they're
beasts
all
take
big-headed.
people
This
planning a
has to
stroll
be-
through those ruins up there.
I must have hit something on accident or something. This is so good.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
Alright, so here's something I should say. So, major NPCs, they're voice acted, and sometimes they have actions or non-dialogue text. If a character ever has their dialogue broken up by non-dialogue text, the character won't treat that as anything unique. It'll just move on to the next line as if it never really happened. So sometimes you kind of have to look out for that.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, of course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
See, the non-dialogue text really adds kind of character to the NPCs, personalities to them. But I mean, some people don't even care.
Hold on.
So
Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep. Kalisha.
Kalisha.
Kalisha!
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her, you're in good hands. And I pay too well, if
See-
anything.
You see that?
Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Bewick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Does it depend where I feel the wind tickle me?
You heard the man. Let's get
No
going before you
problem.
keel over.
Alright. Oh my goodness. I
Anyone
love.
need
Oh
supplies?
my god.
We've
I
got
will
sundries for sale.
never not play this game like this. Alright, let's see, you can change the position of your characters like this.
Alright, follow me.
Tutorial. You can change the you can change your battle formation. You can even have custom ones. Just put her like that. Now they'll respect that as they walk. Let me see this. Graphics. Full screen. Big heads! But I like it. Let's leave it. Right.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Okay, so this game, you can select your characters with the 1 through 6 keys. And then you are... If you're playing on easy difficulty, you can basically wing your way through the game. Just experience the story. But if you're playing through the harder difficulties, then pausing the game will become so valuable. I'll just attack here, 2 attack here, and let it run.
Let's go!
Kill it! I don't think I can take this game seriously. Some berries.
This is it.
Yeah, the new character AI system is in this game now. The way you set it up is... I hadn't given it much thought. I have no idea. I'm gonna find some new friends. Continue. Alright, let's go back to camp. You can set up the new AI system by...
Yeah.
See here, AI. Different options on how you want them to act. Use per rest. So this is like if you've ever played D&D 4th edition or D&D 5th edition, you have spells or abilities that you can only use once per day, or like once every time between rests. And so for example, this healer, this ability here I can use once per encounter. So when I fight, in the fight, the next fight I have, I can use it again. But these abilities I can only use twice per day, and I'd have to rest with camping supplies or at an inn in order to use them again. But that's how you use the AI system, which was not originally available in the basic, before the expansion came out. Alright, let's make our way down here. Another similarity this combat system has to D&D is that they have disengagement checks.
Went hunting. At least you left.
You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kalisha waits nearby. Keeping watch as you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. You have gained an item. This is... I love this game for this. It really... The sound design and these little segments make this so much more interesting and... What's that word that Kevin always says? Immersive. His immersions. Yeah, so much more immersive. Like, they'll have...
Sparful? Are you alright?
Voice acting, they'll have sounds for all the effects. Falls over. There's an arrow in his back.
Ambush!
This is not as intimidating as it could have been. Alright, after I kill the first guy, I will show you what I mean by disengagement checks. I want my healer not to get engaged first. Yeah.
Let's go!
Yeah!
See, even non-casters have per encounter abilities. Like this here, knockdown, you can use this once per encounter. So if I use it here, and then I come over here, still have one more because it's the same encounter. So attack. Wait. Alright, let me show you the example of the... Get up! What? Come on, dude.
Sure.
Right. Oh, he's ranged, that's why there's no engagement. Poor example.
Come on, we have
I
to
love
get back
if
to
monks
camp.
had a headbutt skill and on and on Big Head it wasn't what hit KO. That would be great. Bow. This is food. Whatever, I'll take that. Oh, if the game ever feels too slow, they do offer the ability to speed up the game here, so everyone starts running a bit faster. Well, come back, dog. Corpse is cold to the touch, and a ripe smell wafts from its putrid way, the dark crusted blood stain. Yada yada yada. Let's go. HP is very unique in this game, like health points, and I'll go over that in a bit when. Oh snap! Let's see, can I? Dukes. If you see here, she has both of her knockdowns back because this is a new encounter. Still. Oh snap, she's been knocked down. Okay. Show you what I mean by the disengagement. So if a character is engaged with an enemy, if they can move around the enemy like this. See one, you can move this way. Sorry, that was a bad example. Like you can move this way. But once you disengage from the enemy, you might take damage because what happens is you roll dice basically, and if your character does not succeed on disengaging, the enemy will get a free hit. So if I move her out, see, disengage. People's gotta die. They are attacks of, like, in D&D 3.5, they do call them attacks of opportunity. But in 5th edition of D&D, attacks of opportunity don't work exactly the same way. Like, in 3.5, you could take a 5-foot step, get out of the engagement area, and still not provoke an attack of opportunity. But in this game, and in 5th edition, that doesn't exist. If you disengage, the attack can happen. See, money. I like money. Let me go ahead and equip this girl. Come back. Give me your junk.
What you need?
This just looks so good. Oh, I went the wrong way. Damn. This is where I'm going. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts. Alright, Khalees ship is the back of her left hand into her mouth. It's disgusting. Lay down your arms, trespassers. See, here, since I have lore 1, if I didn't have enough lore, I could not use this option to interact with the NPC. But, let's see. The ruin has been settled by our hands. Sure, let's use that. Your words carry no weight. When I have seen the truth in my own eyes, blood must be paid for this intrusion. So I say again, lay down your arms. See, here you can see that I can't use these options because I don't meet these requirements. But let's see, rush the man before he can react. No, I'll just say I prepared for this one. So I'll say put down the weapons. Hidden rushes towards me. And what happened was, normally I would be without weapons, but since I equipped something onto my alternate hand, there you go, now I have that. So, shield run, See here, she'll attack here, she'll attack here.
Yeah.
Oh, no! There.
Sure.
Disengagement options. Okay, here's a good example. So this green bar here represents your character's health, and you can see how Kalisha has fewer health than she started out with. The color of the portrait represents your endurance. Now the way that this works is you have basically 2 HP bars. If this bar the portrait becomes completely red, your character will faint and they won't be able to progress in the fight anymore. However, at the end of the fight, they'll just stand back up and they'll be ready to fight the next time. And at the end of every encounter, your endurance will rise back up to 100%. But throughout encounters, you will take HP damage. Now, if your HP damage gets down to 0, your character will die. In the easy modes, your character won't die, but that's the difference there. Most abilities, like the priest's heals, they restore endurance. I can't point it, but it says endurance right there in the definition. So if I used it, the portrait will fill back up, but the HP bars will stay the same. It's just one of those nuances to this combat system that you kind of have to work with. Then I'll blind this guy. Okay, now that he's knocked down, she can disengage.
Sure. Let's.
Everyone's gonna be dead. Die. And since that was a once per encounter, I can't use it again. But it's the end of the encounter and I'll get it back. Yeah, there is penalty to running from a melee fight, but like I said, it's disengage can be, it's a modifier. So there are stats and equipment and ability and traits that can reduce, for example, when you disengage, it might increase your chance to successfully disengage. So that's one of the strategic elements of this. I'm not sure exactly how Divinity does it, because I only played like 30 minutes of Divinity, but okay, yeah, I guess like tackle zones in Blood Bowl, sure. They're barely audible beneath the high chokes. A whisper of wind stirs the air at the man. At this, the man's eyes roll back, and as he closes them, good, good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. Feel it begin to sweep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it's rending you apart from within. Alright, this is the caravan master from before, who sent me off to go get these damn berries. I don't know. Divinity is turn-based. I don't know if it has any disengagement checks. These CRPGs are generally designed around tabletop RPG rules, just like Knights of the Old Republic is a D20 system also, but I don't remember how. I think it was just your standard like D&D D20 system. I don't remember.
Get inside! Run!
Oh, he says that with some urgency. Here we go. This is one of those interactive moments where skill checks are involved. See, straining against the gale that threatens to pull you off on your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. The last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. God, oh, this must be... Just think of all the things my head is hitting as I'm swinging up against the ledge. Heaton trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation as he hears the face of As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Hedon and topples him into the rocky ground. What will I do? Oh, don't meet this requirement. Should I just say... yeah, let's fire attacker. Your aim is true and hits jar. So I hit him. The guy lurching to his feet, Hedon clambers up the base of the rocks as he nears the top. However, the wind flares and pulling him sideways and tearing up one of his hands free. Divinity was so much more focused on elemental interaction, would probably be tough to pull it with pen and paper. Yeah. Well, not really. It would probably not be as difficult as you think it is, because if you for pen and paper games, because in those games you don't have. What makes it so interesting about Divinity is why it's so impressive is because you have to script all of these interactions. You have to have the physics, you have to have the damages, you have to have all these attributes to every single interaction. But in a pen and paper game, you have the DM who handles all that, and it's at the DM's choice whether or not if you throw water on an oil fire, if it'll explode, or if the DM's an idiot and will just let it go out. So. It's not to say that you can't do it in pen and paper. It just depends on how good your dungeon master is. But diving out of the hard rock, they hold just long enough for Hedon to set us free and join you on the trembling ledge. There's a deep resonance of the swelling wind now. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections and settling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Portal? I say portal? Loading times. I installed this on my HDD, not my SSD, so the loading times are probably not as fast as they could be.
A Buick. Had to be.
You know it's a fantasy game when you have all these weird names you don't know how to pronounce until someone pronounces it for you.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
See, we're here. The voice actors did good. It's just like you kind of miss this. She eyes the ragged slash across Hedon's belly. Can you walk? So there's that.
Sure.
Oh gosh, come on. Let's see, how is this arranged? Let's do it this way. Tab to show all interactables. The lower level of the ruins has been blocked off by fallen rubble.
That should be far enough. But what now?
Storm has to die sometime.
Who attacked us? Glanfadens, those would be the hut dwellers Odema warned you about. Look to be fangs of Galawain, who are the twitchers of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odema. I think he half expected this once we lost the main road. See, just get going. Hedon takes a step forward and his knees buckle, and before anyone can catch him, he stumbles to the ground, his cheek striking the time-worn cobbles. On unsteady legs, he claws his way up the wall and back to his feet, but his stance is shaky, like a sailor walking along.
Could we maybe stay here and rest a few hours? I've lost some blood. Seems quiet off to the left. Might be a place to rest there.
Afford to stay put. Those Glonfathens were riled about something. Could be we got company in here. Looters will be armed and ready to kill, and there's probably a lot of them.
So I
can't be caught sleeping in their beds.
I don't know if this is a bug with like a bug since the release of the expansion pack, or just maybe the audio file is messed up. But she misses the first like 5 words of everything she says. Like in the next line.
Please, I just need to lie down for a while. then we can move as fast as you want.
Hey,
See?
we are gonna die
Hear me.
in here if we don't get moving and get this place figured out before the looters come back. We've either got to find the exit or a damn good place to hide.
Well, all the characters are actually pretty healthy right now. He's just being a whiny little bitch, so I'll just take Alicia's right.
I'll do my best.
Let's go. This way. This way. Creature cocks its head as it approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest, steps back and resumes its defensive posture. It's okay, it won't hurt you. Recoils, fingers step tightly around its spear. The creature cocks its head. Okay. Let's just... He's gonna fight us. Boom. Alright. Oh, let's knock him down. Just used everything. Make him blind. And shoot him with a bow. Alright. Didn't... Oh, he did drop something. A shield. Spear. So 11, 16 slash, 11, 13, 19 piercing. What else does she have?
What you need?
Oh, their equipment never came back. So let's put her stuff back on her. These weapons, each of these is a new weapon set. Your character can get more as they level up, so it's not anything too limiting. But it's nice to have 1 to 4 weapon sets available. I'm gonna take this off of him. I don't trust him. I think there was lockpicks. Oh no, what are you doing? Stop. Oh, crossbow. Gem. A book. This is one of the ways that they do lore. So the small folio is torn in several places and blood has soaked into several of the sheets. One later entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice and I've got my hands on a genuine Nguithan artifact. Fellow who had it said it was a pretty nothing as far as he's concerned. He's not willing to go digging in some ruins, but if he's right about this gem leading to a hidden treasure, and that's worth sneaking past a few painted elves. Had to sell it. I don't know how these words are pronounced. It's just a matter of finding this relief he was talking about. So I can presume that. Why are you walking so slow? Oh, okay. So this is what's happening here. Is the sneak option?
And not be
Let's be careful.
If you sneak around,
How can I help?
engagements won't happen as easily. And also, this is the only way you can find hidden objects in the environment. Like if I walk near these traps, this guy
How can I help?
walks near this trap, boom! Who would have known that those are traps?
Worth a look.
Word.
Just like the time.
She's showing me all the interactables. If I were a fire god like, I could interact.
time to see and not be seen.
Where is this? I know that there's something somewhere. Right, the mural. This mural must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. No, I don't think that there's any stat changes when you're sneaking around. One of the few things with sneaking is if your sneaking is high enough, you can like get right on the ass of somebody. But as soon as you get in engagement range, then you are revealed to them. So you can't just like run up and get a free attack unless it's a ranged or an attack with reach. So this is happening now. We're attacking here, there. Home. Why are you?
Let's go! go!
Let's go. She'll use this.
What you need?
I didn't need to use that because their endurance will go back to max. Oh! At the end of the encounter. But still nice to use. Let's see. Ooze Plasma. Jasper. Found in the wild, a Dolbine stone. Oh! There's a big-headed dead person. Poleaxe. 1522, that's a good stats. Okay, here we go. This is where you'd put the eye. A viscous liquid of something dark and tar-like runs down the wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. Use your water skin to clear off the ooze. Sure, convenient that I had that. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it has chipped away in places, but the detail of his head, from the tight curls of hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty. A gem fills the other. Lost my water skin. Huh. Place that gem I found earlier in his eye. The chamber begins to rumble. Stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Alright, so this is basically a tutorial. So, oh no! The evil people. Kill him. Kill him something good. Can you knock down the slime? I don't know, but he's dead. Alright, take that and this. Amethyst. Adra. A magic item. Oh, is that a magic item? It's more rare than the other ones are. Why is there a fly in here? Go away, fly. Ugh. Maybe it's a wasp. Oh, that was weird. It was creepy crawlies. Why do I have a cat if he's not gonna eat them? Let's see. Go away. I always try to deck up my main character first, because I don't know when people are going to be leaving me. Give this to her. Does this have more damage? 10 did. 21, 31 pierce. Oh yeah. Put that shit on. Keep this here. There is... Later on, when you get access to the keep, you'll be able to send items to it, okay, so you don't really overflow your inventory. I think it's more than just... Oh, shit. No, don't touch it. Okay. Come on. Wait, did you hear that?
Eyes are peeled.
So yeah, they did combine the sneak in. Oh, shit. Do it.
No
Oh, I should
problem.
show what that means.
Hmm?
So here,
Time
I'll
to see
sneak
and
around.
not be seen.
I might be able to break through here if I were feeling better.
Push on the wall. Send Kalisha. She pushes it, might 16, so it was a strength check. Succeeded. So probably...
I could scout ahead, see what's around the corner.
Alright, one of these guys. Move him here so that he blocks. They're stunned. Why are you stunned? Where else are we going? There hasn't really been a moment where I found
Feels
something by
like there's a
sneaking
draft coming
around.
through that wall.
Never know I'm here.
I don't hear any sign of that storm either.
There's typically a sound effect, that kind of eureka moment where your character's like, oh yeah, there's something over here. You go and you find out there's just a wall full of dildos and they've come to fuck you in the butt. Spiders. This way so you don't engage.
Let's
Attack
go!
that one. See, his health is getting pretty low.
Sure.
Here, okay, this is a good thing. So here you see this inner kind of green circle and the wider circle on the side. If I understand this correctly, the wider circle on the outside is what is the bonus range I'm getting due to intellect. So that's kind of almost about half of the area bonus. But yeah, so it is a pretty good stat to have. Let me heal. If I had a
What you need?
caster, I could show you. Well, I'll just explain it right now. So here, whenever you have an AoE offensive spell, the context of these circles changes because AoE spells will always hit even like all creatures inside, so it will even hit your party members. However, if you aim it so it's the inner circle has all the enemies, but the outer circle has your allies, allies will not get hit by the outer circle. So there's a very interesting strategic placement of your characters in order to maximize spaces and work around those circles.
Yeah.
It took me a while to figure out that. I kept killing my characters. Big ass spider in here somewhere. Oh, there she is. You can engage that. No, no. You can engage this. You engage this. There. Oh, it's already dead. Hooray. Let's see. Knock down the spider. Make the spider mine. Heal. Is it? Yeah. Alright, what's this? Spider leg. Sure. Let's add it to the stash.
Be quiet.
Someone's dead. Head. Put this on. Oh, is this gonna... Oh, I can't because I'm wearing a cloak. Why can't she wear headpieces? What the hell? People really don't want to wear headpieces. Must be reading that wrong. Why aren't they letting me put on headpieces? Oh, whatever. You put this shit back on.
My eyes are peeled.
Jasper and a gate.
What you need?
Oh my god, you're right. That must be it. Head is too big. Rapier. Bloodstone. Is that really... Graphics, big heads. Oh my gosh, you're right. So if I turn this back on. That doesn't seem right. Now, well, I don't know. Must have been a fluke. I think it looks better on this guy anyway. He has something of a butterface. Story point. Wait, why does that guy have a tiny head? 4 figures stand before the otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled Adra, and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their vision. Right, his faded robes are embroidered. I wish I could, like, detail stuff like this. Improv when I'm DMing, but this is cheating. They have this all written down.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw?
I can't tell if that guy's a big head or not. Maybe he just has a really awesome hat. For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still, then all at once it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells into the back of your skull. Oh, so you might have a concussion. Washing your last thoughts away into the blood and conscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed. Its wall lined with Adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end of the great pillar of Adra a great pillar of Adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions, pressing questions, troubling questions, questions that must be answered. Or the base of the pillar now, you see a man. Oh, this is the guy that didn't have the big head before. A thick gray beard and ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. They have little heads again. Oh. Alright. You awaken to find your malaise is broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find the gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tick. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. Figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. Hedon and Kalisha lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. You are not alone and far from help. You are all alone and far from help. Gitterville may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Alright, let's take all this shit. Losers died. You hear that whispering? See, I'm not... Okay. So... I can't play scary games. And this would be the moment where this game starts bridging on the edges of being scary. When I was, like, what, 12 years old and I played Diablo 2 for the first time? I think it was Diablo 2. Oh! Homeboy was being tortured. When the butcher runs out and he's all like, ah, fresh meat, I freak out. It's like 2 a.m. I scream at the top of my lungs, turn off the monitor, pause the game, and run to the living room. And I sleep in the living room. The next morning I come back and I have to turn off my computer before I get back on it. That's how much of a bitch I am when it comes to scary games. Diablo isn't really even that scary. Oh, you can hear her scream. Whoosh. Massive form stone nodule and copper and covered in stone glyphs there. Right, so, it took me a while, my first playthrough. When you're in a map and you have to access the world menu, basically you have to click on this little thing. It'll show up on the edge, on the exits of the map. But I had no idea. I spent like an hour on this map a few months ago trying to figure out where to go. But you click there. This is, I guess, the analog of a world map. It shows you the places you've discovered or the common knowledge area. So this is the Gildedville, which is the township I'm going to. This is Defiance Bay, which is like a huge city in the area, so everyone knows what that is. And alright, so I have to go to Valewood. It takes me 6 hours from the journey. So time, elapsed time is a component of this game. It's not a very huge component, but when you get your keep, it basically has some of that mobile game design where it takes X amount of hours for something to be completed, but it's not real time hours, it's in-game hours. So this expresses that. Character can use quick items or switch between weapon sets during combat. So let me go ahead and put this here. I'm gonna put that there. It shows up here, right there. There it is. Oh, let me level up. Oh, what's this? Campfire. What that?
No problem.
Let's level up. Boom. Get points. So the way this works, these are the secondary attributes or the skills. It's kind of important if you want to project your character to know where you want your skills to be, because after you roll your character, the first time you want to raise your score, it costs 1 point, and then it increases by 1 point for every subsequent skill raise. So if I want to increase this by another 1, it'll cost 2 points, and then it costs 3 points, and then it costs 4, so on and so forth. For her, I do want lore and mechanics, or for traps. Survival is for consumable duration. Stealth. Athletics, fatigue, combat fatigue. Do survival a bit, and then another one here. There. Next. So these are your talents. I don't understand the difference between Untroubled Faith and Brilliant Radiance. Apparently they do the exact same thing. Modifies Holy Radiance, 4 AoE, 9 to 14 burn, 8 to 12 versus Will. And if you look here, like, so this says what it adds, but this is like the end effect. Once per encounter, friendly AoE adds almost 12 endurance, and then it adds a 39 point burn. But here, it says the exact same thing, 12 endurance, 39 point burn. I don't know what the differences are, so I'm just going to go with the one that doesn't have the offensive, so you can specialize in different weapons. Hold the line. This is one of those engagement things where typically you can only engage one enemy at a time, and so you'd want a tank to have this ability, because then they could hold, like, they would end up punishing enemies trying to run by them. This is effects. Shield duration, deflection. Deflection is ranged attacks. No, that's not true. Deflection is a bonus on top of your armor class, so it's like 3.5. Oh, deflection is the defense used to resist direct melee attacks and range attacks. There you go. Here you go. Plus 12 defense when disengaging. So this would be good if you want a character like a thief that wants to get in and out safely. Heart of the Storm, Heroes of the Storm. Each one does a defense to a certain type of damage. Wound Binding allows the healing of a modest amount of health. You do 1 per rest. So this is like once per day. That's pretty good for a tank, I would say, because I think you can only do this on yourself, yeah, user. We'll go with days for 8.8 seconds. Days means that they have their stats reduced. So go with Untroubled Faith, why not? There. Sometimes at certain levels you get a new class feature, but I didn't get one at level 2. So, done. Let's see, where am I going? Oh, dead people.
Time to see and not be seen.
Time to see and not be seen. I can't handle this. Big-headed ghosts. Oh, there was an enemy somewhere. Oh, I guess they went away. Oh, there he is. No, you saw me! Fuck, I only have my crossbow. No, I don't. Okay. Shoot him. No. Kill his ass. When she gets below health, you'll see her start glowing and recovering HP. It's every 75%, or every 25%. So let me use one of these things. Just that. Oh yeah, when your character's fatigued and hasn't rested for a bit, their maximum endurance gets reduced, which is what this gray is. I don't think she has a damaging ability. Punishes for their sins, decreasing their deflection. Tangible Shield of Faith. Sword Miner. This I think also does, yeah, just endurance. HP healing is very uncommon in this game. We for attacks. Yeah, no, just keep going. Dead. Ooh. I'll have that
Sure.
cloak, so I can't wear anything else. Maybe I'll be better served with... Go grab that shield. Where'd it go? There it is. Take this. Equip this and this. Lens 15. What's this? 24. Yeah, but getting defense. Okay. Alright. You don't need proficiency with the weapon in order
well met,
to
friend.
attack with 2 weapons. So. Up to the brown, turning your face. The sooner you clear these woods, the better. Let's hurry, I'm only passing through. My caravan was attacked. I've been trying to get to the Gilded Vale. Never mind the woods. There's a strange machine in the north. This one. Hard luck, and I'm sorry to hear it. You should be fine from here. There's no missing the Vale if you keep to the road, and you haven't far to walk. But you'll want to keep clear of this place. After that, we were just attacked north of here. Me and a friend of mine, we came out hunting deer. Came upon a bear instead. Great monstrous thing. Alright, bye. Can't interact with him anymore. Go to Gilded Vale. Takes me 8 hours. Okay. Save this real quick. But these people must have been killed because they have small heads.
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here. Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever conceived a Hollowborn child? Are you absolutely certain? Lord Radric has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village. I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst. His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn, just southwest of here.
Ah yes, not everyone has accepted the measures necessary to keep the village safe. Ever since Lord Radric banished the mothers of Hollowborn, some who have taken up arms against him, and while he's been searching for a cure, he's been beset with frauds and opportunists. We've had ciphers, wizards, and animancers come through town, taking the Lord's coin and promising to end the curse. Lord Radric, finally decided to make an example of those who would gain profit from our tragedy. The latest was an animancer from Valen, Republics, who claimed to know techniques none of us had seen. By now we've seen it all.
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak.
Bitch is dead.
Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all. But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that. Keep out of...
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
You come to us in a time of mourning. The legacy has struck at the heart of Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the Eye of Bareth must be redoubled. I can be sure of nothing right now. I advise you. So apparently I'm an immigrant. Farewell. Okay, so this is, before I end the stream, I need to explain what makes the main character so unique. The main character has the ability to basically, why am I sneaking around? To see into people's past lives. Oh. Yeah, here, see, as you near the feel vibrant history containing the essence of this man's soul, voices from its past. So this is just an NPC, maybe not have anything to do with the rest of the story. And then I'll reach out for the soul. You see a pennant. Sometimes these have really long descriptions, longer than this. Let's see. You see a pennant waving tall and sluggish in the wind, a rising sun embroidered on the banner, the vanguard of a small troop of paladins. The atmosphere is buoyant if restrained, and their armor has not yet been tarnished by the elements. This expedition is fresh, young, filled with zest and zeal. At the head stands a commander, awkward in full armor, but determined in step. Despite the excitement of his fellows, he does not smile. There's a twist in his mouth, his countenance grim. He throws up a hand, halting his troops. Silence fall among them, revealing a dark thunder, deep and low. He orders them to ready their weapons and spread out. Eyes dart from the horizon to horizon. Next, twisting to see the source of that sound. In the distance, dust and lightning rise from the ground. Stygian clouds race towards them overhead. The soldiers stand, and only the staccato movement of their breath betraying their nerves. The commander closes his eyes, calling a blessing down on his troops. Invigorated and invincible, they wait until the enemy draws closer, poised to attack. So, sometimes you get little scenes from battle, sometimes you get more touching moments, sometimes it'll be the death of a character, some others it'll be the very character, the body of the character, you can reach back into their soul. And other times you might run into, like, they might have clues or might have history to certain areas, and others they might explain some of the more obscure facets of the story. I think it's pretty good, but I'm not always in the mood to just sit there and read, because none of them are voice acted, and so I just kind of see where it takes me. Alright, and that's what makes her the main character so unique. The main character is not voice acted, but sometimes you think that you're seeing ghosts, but it's pretty interesting. Well, let me save the game before I exit. Save. So that is Pillars of Eternity. I appreciate you sticking around for the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I answered a few questions. My name is Miguel Torres for Pixel Loadout on Steam RNG. Tune in on Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. Tune in on Wednesday. On Wednesday at 6, and we'll do our next podcast. Near the end there, we will do another Steam RNG, which is basically, to explain, we randomly go through each other's Steam libraries, and hopefully we have played the game. This is probably going to more expose our spending habits and see how many of our games we haven't even touched yet. I'm pretty scared. Some of these I don't even know what I don't know what binary domain is. But there you go. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Or you'll see me. I don't know. We'll figure this out together. How do I stop this? Wait, should I just out? Okay, bye.